let's talk about like lyrically for your music. Like, what are your inspirations lyrically?
I'd say a big one in terms of me really starting to write and to really start telling stories and all that kind of stuff was Kendrick Lamar. I always had the inspiration from Eminem, and I always kind of had that angst. That was the kind of you hear that a lot in my music. That was where I could really relate to him in that. But how Ken Lamar paints, we've been talking about this a lot on the podcast actually, how he paints, a picture with his songs, how his lyrics just, have everything flow together. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. You just kind of have to listen to it. But his kind of style, his ABA, or, how he'll do a song and you'll have 8 bars that'll end with the same word, but the first part of every bar is so articulate and has such depth to it that it all just flows in the synchronic way, and you're just bumping your head the whole time. That's just something that really inspired me, and I really have tried to emulate that in my music. Also, lately it's been a lot of, with this album, I feel like a lot of going back to the basics. I've been listening to a lot of Wu-Tang Clan, the really raw, really early shit, and really just thinking more about how I'm structuring my words, what I'm saying here, how this connects with what I'm saying down here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't really do a lot of freestyle. I'm not very good at it. When I come up with the song, I usually just write it all down, like in one, almost, it's kind of weird. I'm kind of just in this weird, I don't know what to call it, bubble, cloud. And I just come up with 16 bars in a row usually, or 8 bars, or 16 bars in the chorus. I just kind of spit it all out. And then later I'll kind of like do drafts, and I'll go back and edit and that kind of stuff. So
that's really awesome.
That's kind of how I do it.
That's really cool. I've never really been confident enough to let me put it this way. In my musical sense, the part that I'm the least confident of would be anything I would write lyrically. Do you have any sort of, I guess, did you have to overcome anything when you thought about at first doing that? Was it like, oh, this is going to be difficult, or this is the first thing I ever turned into a rap song? Is it going to be any good, or should I even do this? Were you hesitant of it at all?
Oh yes. Several points in my career, I have quit and come back. The rap game is so grueling and so awful. By far the easiest genre to get flack. I think a lot of that has to do with the vast array of it, how much different kinds of music it is, but also just the nature of it. It comes from, the streets, raw type shit. People aren't fucking around. They don't want to hear something that's shitty or low class. They want to hear something that's going to make them money. That's kind of where the roots of hip hop's come from. And that's not necessarily the game now, but that's kind of the precedent that's always set. When you make something that's really good and you show it to someone and they're like, it's all right.